All right, hello and welcome to the channel. I'm here in New York, which is not where the Rivian R2 launch is happening, but I'm here for a live stream event. We'll be learning about it there, definitely placing my reservation, and talking to a bunch of fellow owners and enthusiasts. So come along with me. Also, make sure to, if this is the kind of thing that you are interested in, like, comment, and subscribe. I got lots more stuff coming your way in terms of Rivian and all other EV news, reviews, and drives, so you don't want to miss any of that. So with that, let's go learn about the R2 together, and let's drive. All right, here we are in the Rivian space in Meatpacking District. You can see we got R1T, two R1Ss in here, including this nice one with the camping tent up here. And here's your space for the live stream itself. So nothing hiding under wraps here, so I don't think we're really seeing an R2 in person. But pretty nice, considering that this is, a satellite of the event itself. So quite cool. And then we've got a bunch of them disappeared, but we've got a bunch of R1s out here for demo drives also. So cool. It's a good way to get people excited about this. We got just a little while until the launch now. Oh, and the whole time they've been playing a very on-brand playlist. It's all like stuff with electric in the title or stuff about changing the world. So well done for curating the playlist, Rivian.
Special thank yous to our Rivian Owners Club members, our Rivian Owners Club leadership team.
We couldn't be more excited.
All right, so we're officially launched now. We got not only R2, but also R3 and R3X, which were the big surprises. I don't think anybody saw those coming. So for R2, we learned a whole lot about the interior features. So we're gonna have a opening rear window that allows you to load things at different adjustable heights. So you can put anything from a surfboard to golf clubs to stuffed animals apparently in there. And have that open while you're driving, which is really cool. You are also going to have not only fully flat folding rear seats, but also front ones, which allow for camping mattresses in there, which is amazing. And then we found out that there are going to be a single, dual, and performance variants. It will start at $45,000, so probably for the single motor one.
Reserve one starting today.
No pricing details yet on the other ones. And we don't know much about like federal tax credits or anything, but I think we can probably assume it's likely to get them. And then all three variants will also get over 300 miles of range, apparently, which is super awesome. Looked like it was nice and roomy. Interesting that the frunk is almost as roomy as the R1, but it looked like it was a manual closed one, not a power one. So a little difference there. But it does keep the flashlights from the R1 as well. No word on the camp speaker, but I assume that it's probably removed. And one of the things that got the biggest cheers was that there are actually two glove boxes now. So no more complaining about the lack of glove boxes in the R1s.
On R2, we over-delivered, and we put two glove boxes in.
Yeah, beyond that, I think the big, one more thing, kind of surprise thing was the announcement of the R3s. People were super excited about that. Yeah, so R3 looks really awesome, slightly smaller than the R2 even, a little bit more of like a hatchback kind of crossover option there. And that one has got, I forgot the term they called it was, but different kind of opening trunk, which has two different opening mechanisms so that you can store stuff hanging out of it while you're driving, which is super cool.
Which we call our flipper bus. And what I love about this is it makes it easy to get things in and out, but this actuation can actually go to multiple heights. So if you're carrying something that's longer, that could be a surfboard, it could be stuffed animals, it could be a trombone. You can adjust the height here, and it's a user setting to make it really easy to carry those bigger objects or bigger things around.
And then there's the R3X, which is like the performance variant, which is like go-kart inspired and stuff. It looked amazing. super cool interior materials and color options. Lots of like performance-y kind of colors and stripes and details and stuff. So that was truly incredible. Did not get any like pricing information on that, but the R3, at least we know that there's going to be single, dual, and performance versions also, and we don't know exactly when those are going to come. For the R2, though, we did get some interesting information about timing and availability. So it'll be available from the beginning of 2026, and that is because they will not be waiting to produce in the Georgia factory as we initially thought, but will instead actually start production in the Normal, Illinois factory where they produce the R1s right now.
To allow R2 to start deliveries in the first half of 2026. And we're able to do that. We're able to achieve that accelerated timing by leveraging our production capabilities in Normal.
So that may explain a little bit of like why we've been hearing about this big retooling effort and factory shutdown and removal of some shifts. So that some of that might have actually been preparation for the R2. So that's kind of interesting to see. Don't know like exactly when all of that is going to start, but should be ready for early 2026 apparently. And reservations already open. I've got mine in already, so it's a $100 deposit, and that'll get you in line. And we'll learn more later on. So if you're interested, definitely go get your order in now.
It's drivable, but as tight as it is on dimensions on the outside, we've put so much effort into making sure that the inside feels big. And much like we saw on R2, there's a lot of work that went into everything that you see in the rear of the vehicle, the occupant areas in the front of the vehicle. But this is all enabled by the platform, and it's about 5 inches shorter, 135 millimeters shorter than what you see in R2 in terms of wheelbase, but leveraging all that same content. So the single motor, the dual motor, and a tri-motor, the beautiful battery pack built around a larger format cell, our network architecture, really excited about that. Go pull up. So up front, we have a front storage trunk, much like what we had in R2. And that storage area of the vehicle, you can use to throw all your gear, your bags, and something like this. Wonderful for that everyday.
Yeah, I think this is quite interesting for Rivian overall as a brand. I don't know what it kind of pretends that they made this decision to reduce production of the R1s in order to ramp up production of R2s in the Normal factory. That could be kind of a signal of maybe plateauing or a little bit less demand on R1s than they initially thought. But great news that R2 is going to come out even sooner. Like, super compelling price point. Car's super cool. I think it's going to be very desirable and interesting to a ton of people. And then the R3, I think everybody's going to want one. Everyone's going to have this idea of taking your surfboard out onto the beach and camping out there with a fire going and stuff, which is just really, really awesome. And I think a huge part of the power that Rivian has in terms of like brand awareness and loyalty. So, all right, yeah. So a couple of other little cool features that kind of flew by during the announcement. So first off, R2 will be 0 to 60 in the performance version under 3 seconds, which is incredible. Makes sense though with how much power their drivetrains are capable of producing. They're also going to utilize a 4695 battery cell, which is super cool and might help them take costs down and have even more efficiency out of them. So love to see and learn more about that. That was kind of a surprise. Then they're also keeping the dashboard console right in front of the steering wheel, unlike Tesla on their Model 3 and Model Y. So you'll have that still, which I think a lot of people have been clamoring for. I mentioned the glove boxes already. Also looked from the videos at least like the charging port is going to be in the rear passenger side, which is kind of a departure from the existing ones. So I guess it'll be compatible because right now they're on the front driver side, as you can see here in the T. But moving it to the rear passenger one means basically, instead of pulling into a charger, you would back in, kind of like Tesla. But just interesting choice because, especially with moving to NACS and the charging port locations on Teslas right now, it sort of goes like antithetical to that. So interesting, but I think it'll probably still end up working out. So yeah, lots of cool stuff that and I'm sure we're going to continue to find a lot more in the days, weeks, months, years ahead as we learn more about it. And interestingly, one thing that didn't come up at all, but has been announced, is that from R2 on, so we can assume that includes R3, I guess, they will be selling these in Europe. So I think R3 especially could do really well with the smaller wheelbase and a little more compact package. Could be super popular there. So it could be massive for Rivian as well. And don't take this as financial advice or anything, but Rivian stock is popping up after this announcement. So I think people are quite excited and interested in this. I've already got about 1,000 texts about the announcement and how excited everybody is. So super cool. All right, so we're kind of getting new details trickling in as photos and videos are coming out of the event. So on the R2, we got some pictures now close up of the steering wheel, and it is quite a bit different than some of the controls that you have on the R1. So instead of like the buttons on both sides and the small scroll wheel in the middle, it's really just two big scroll wheels, which looks like they're more kind of like unidirectional or four ways, more like the Model 3 and Y probably, as opposed to what you have here. This one. And then the phone charging pads look like slightly redesigned, but not maybe in the way that we were expecting. So a lot of people have complained about, including myself, have complained about the wireless phone charger and how hard it is to kind of line up where your phone needs to go on there. It looks like in the new one, it's a little bit smaller, but there's still like no separation between them. It's still like in the center armrest position, and it's like a little bit more of a kind of a woven-y material now. So it might be better for not having your phone overheat. And who knows, maybe there's like MagSafe or something in there to keep it in the right position, but we're not seeing any of that yet. So not sure exactly what they're doing to change that up. So I'm not sure about this, but it looked like there may be like a bit of a redesign to the light bars too. They seem to, at least like in the videos and the promotional materials, like they're a little bit more dynamic and maybe more controllable. So in the R1s, we only ever really get either the red in the back for brake lights, or in the front it's white or green when you're charging. But these seem like they have a little bit more fine-grained control and can maybe change around, which is pretty cool. But I really like though that they are keeping that design language here. It also looked like when you like turn on and off the car, there's like a little animation-y kind of thing in the light bar itself. The handles also look more like Model 3 and Y, where you kind of push them in and just pull them out to unlock. It's not like an automatic pop-out auto-presenting thing like it is in the R1s. Oh, and they've kept the sunroof like just as big, it seems like. I don't know if the dimensions are exactly as big, but it just takes up almost the entirety of the top of the car, which is really cool. Especially like some of those shots that they did from the top looking down into it just look absolutely amazing. And I think that's going to be a huge selling point too. People love that giant glass interior. So it seems the deal is that production is actually halted entirely on the Georgia plant. So it's not just that they're waiting for that to be up, or that they're producing in Normal, Illinois until it comes online. It's actually halting entirely right now, and they said it's going to save them $2.25 billion doing so. So kind of breaking news right now. I've only seen one report of it, so I don't know how confirmed it is, but that could be a massive deal here, and I don't know what that means for Rivian. Could also just be a slight delay. It's been difficult so far getting all of the approvals. They've only just recently broke ground and everything, but if they are truly halting, that is quite fascinating. All right, just down the street now, here now in front of Fisker, as you can see. We've got a Karma here, so you can just see why Rivian would be going after the segment of these, kind of smaller crossover SUVs, just so popular here in the US. But I think they're going to have a huge hit on their hands. All right, so I want to know, what do you think? What were you most impressed by, interested in? What questions have you still got, and what do you want to learn more about? Did you already put your order in? Let me know. Sound off in the comments down below.
All right, I want to say a huge thank you to the Northeast Rivian Club, Rivian New York, and Rivian for holding this event in an incredible day. I haven't seen so much excitement around any product launch in years, let alone for a car launch. I think Rivian has really captured the excitement and enthusiasm many people, especially adventure and outdoor lovers, have for electrification and doing their part to keep the world adventurous forever. I forget where I saw it, but somebody perfectly explained this as Rivian capturing the California enthusiasm about our ability to change enough to preserve the future, and like RJ said, to make sure we can share adventures and experiences with our kids and their kids' kids. Rivian did an incredible job of keeping the R3 a complete surprise, and it seems to be the one getting the most attention and love, especially from tech and car people. There's a long road ahead, especially to getting these out in volume by 2026 and improving margins as a company, but I imagine Rivian got a massive cash infusion from reservations already, and the future is bright. I've got my reservation in and can't wait to learn more and see one in person hopefully soon. Make sure you're subscribed to follow along as we learn more and stick with us on our Rivian and EV journey.
So really cool. Yeah, let me know what you think. What are the things that we didn't hear about that you still want to know more about? What do you think about especially R3 and the R3X? Have you put your reservation already? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe also. All right, well, with that, thanks for coming along as we learn more about R2 and R3. Make sure you do subscribe, and we'll see you out there on the road.